example. So here's the card art.
This is troll. I didn't say anything because I didn't care, but they showed us this like over and over again, and I'm like, what the fuck do I care?
For Loki, it's nice art. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look like Loki. Like his face is purple, and his eyes are kind of like, it's almost like he's wearing a mask. You know, it's like. It doesn't quite look like our Loki, even though it's a cool card. So then we're going to go ahead and toggle to the updated version that we plan to use as his default in Smite 2 that gets a lot more of Loki's personality coming through, his actual facial features looking accurate.
I'm sure whoever did this, good right? Like good but I don't give what is this?
A lot of times, like, don't treat us with kid gloves. Don't act like, oh, it's a beta, they'll get to it, right? You guys definitely took the kid gloves off this time, and you gave us some real, honest, hard-hitting feedback. And, you know, it's hard as a dev team to, like, oh, my God, they hate it.
Oh,
you know,
that's a link to the VOD itself. Thank you. Cool.
For a day or two. But then it was like, cool, now we have the information that we need to really, you know, hit the ground running and to address the issues and make the game that...
So I was saying, when we would play the alphas and I would shit on the game, people were getting mad at me. They're like, it's an alpha, just wait. You don't need to say all this stuff. They'll figure it out. Bro, they're literally sitting here saying, stop doing that. Please just tell us what the fuck is wrong.
We all want to play. So thank you all for the feedback. It's really been great getting the team rallied around.
We don't need to watch the whole thing, like I said. So they went over the card art, which is cool. This is the visual difference in the game.
What we're talking about here.
Now, they showed us some things, and a bunch of people were like, oh, that's awesome. And I was like, it's a little too emo still. Like, right off the rip. I was like the first person to say something like that wasn't positive about it. But it wasn't this. It was some other stuff. I don't know if they show it, so I'm not going to talk about it.
So this is what the center, standing in the center of mid lane, looking at the order base, would look like in Alpha 4 update. So take a second.
Absorb it in.
Bring it in. I mean,
let it simmer.
So this is the new center lane, mid lane, center lane, mid lane.
There's nothing immediately offensive about this, I think, you know, but it's like we're thinking about what can still be improved. And those things I'm listing here. So now let's
I think the thing that's most striking is just like the amount of brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of brown and green.
Oh, sorry. This is the not, sorry. This is what it looked like in the last test, right? Yeah, this is what it looks like in the last test. My bad.
Everywhere. So now let's toggle to the new.
This is the update.
Progress, closed alpha.
So old,
version.
what it used to look like, that's what it looks like now.
So you have a completely reworked floor. You have a lot more vibrant greens in the grass and the trees and different greens that contrast.
Bro, just look at like even outside of just the colors and shit, like the texture change, the way it changes the way the fucking jungle looks and the pathing looks, it changes everything. It changes everything. What's up, hold on. Verex? Is that right? Thank you, dude. I appreciate you.
Each other as well as the rocks. You've got sharper visuals. Like if you can, production, if you don't mind, like kind of toggling back and forth.
They changed
like every few seconds.
like this was like almost, hold on. One thing I'm going to say, whatever graphics they're setting on are not max. There's no way this is max graphics. I'm 99% sure this is not max graphics because my game looked different than this. So you're seeing like kind of blurry. My shit made this look like real rocks. Like they were trying to go for real, like this. Like this looks like they're going for a real rock formation.
So as we talk, like,
and in the change, it feels cartoony, Smitey again.
Forth, and you'll see that a lot of the distant visuals are a lot more clear.
Even with that so kind of fog, much better.
You get a lot better view of them. If you look at Anubis, even just the back of his head, you can see some of that Unreal Engine blur that's there in the old version, and the colors don't quite work out.
The colors are better.
The new version, you see that like that green really shines, and the lines in his silhouette really sharp. Like this is just what we've been able to do in a few weeks, and it's made a really big progress. So
yeah, they're doing a good job.
You know, we're going to look at a few more before and afters. We're going to show off even more of the map, but I just want to call out shout outs to all the art team and environment team that have been working so hard on this. And I want to also, like Alex mentioned with the rollout, I want to clarify that a little bit. So, you know, we're looking to get these core visuals in the 24/7 patch. So that's sharpness, vibrance, color, definition, style is going to be there. But because we're doing such a large rework, it's going to mean that a couple things are going to be removed or have to be remade. So if you toggle back and forth between the old one again, you'll notice there's a lot more set dressing, as we would call it, like props on the trees and rocks, so those little plants and things like that. Those are all in progress and are going to come back, but they're not.
Bro,
in
I'm
this
gonna be
image right
real.
now.
They could leave
We
that
wanna
shit
just,
out. They could
clarify
leave
that
it
to know
out,
that's,
dude.
like, a known issue. It's not that we intended to remove
Wait,
all
my,
that. But
my
we're just gonna bring
stream makes it look better. So this is what it'll look like on everyone else's. It still looks better because like here's the before. So that's what it looked like
in this image right now. We want to just
that's what it looks like now. It definitely looks better, but yeah, my settings you are correct. My settings make this shit look god tier compared to the default settings. Holy shit. It looks so much different.
Clarify that to know that's like a known issue. It's not that we intended to remove all that, but we're going to bring it back and we're going to apply the similar principles to it, make sure it's sharp and clear and vibrant, and make sure it's not noisy and overloaded or too monochromatic.
Yeah.
Then, we're going to have a lot to build on after CA1 as well.
Oh, since we're talking about graphics for a second, giveaway starts tomorrow with Zydax and AMD for a massive computer. There's going to be a bunch of ways you enter the giveaway daily. One of the ways is going to be watching my stream and getting a specific code to put into the giveaway entries. Just so you guys know, I'm going to talk about that a bunch. It's a very big computer.
Once again, just to make sure, this is all still work in progress, right? So things that maybe don't look 100% finished, like some of the transitions between the grass and the ground and, the exact brightness level and all of that, right? We're still tuning a lot map you're in a lot more.
This fall map with, I said I have my colors changed, so it looks a little different. This map with my settings looks fucking awesome to me. This map looks sick. It looks great. If they can do this with all the seasons now, it will be so fucking awesome.
That tell you what part of map you are.
And now we're going to go into the jungle. We're going to see, I think, even more intensely compelling than what we've seen before. So this is the previous jungle from Alpha 4. And then let's toggle to the new.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. Them not having shit on the rocks is better. It's actually better. Like, much better. There's too much shit going on. I didn't really process this. There's way too much shit going on in the original map. Like, there's way too much shit going on, bro. Way too much shit. That looks like this looks so much better. Nah. We gotta. I really didn't process that when I was looking at it. I was so focused on the colors. I gotta message somebody because it's so much better like this. It's so much better. That needs to be, if they want it in the game, it needs to be an option that can be turned on or off. It should be a foliage on, foliage off option. It looks like shit with it all on the rocks. This looks better. There's too much going on.
Chaos jungle. This is probably the single big.
If you need to be able to turn these off. It ruins the map. It ruins the vibes. Even like this shit, I'm gonna be honest, ruins the fucking vibes of the map. It needs to be able to be turned off.
Biggest improvement on any part of the map, because the chaos side really wasn't super defined as chaos. It was
all right. So this is the old jungle, but they said they haven't put this stuff in the game yet. If you're listening, they just said all this stuff is not in the game yet. They're going to add it back into the game. So I'm saying they should not add this back in the game. It looks way fucking better without it.
Same assets. The trees are really just a different color, but now
like, look at how much cleaner and simpler this looks. This is better. It's also visually better at a competitive level. I can see clearer what I want to see. Yo, what up, Isaiah? Thank you, dude. I was like, I don't know who to message. I think this looks beautiful. And I think all of the stuff on the sides is just too much. It makes my brain start like
I said, a lot of the
trying to process too much shit, and I can't distinguish little things.
Vibrant and fantastical assets and objectives across the map.
I didn't notice that at all when I was looking before. That's crazy.
Today,
I don't think I noticed it until he said it. But like, this is better.
objectives on the map. There was.
I think that's why the jump is so much better to me. Like, this just looks so much better than the old version.
All excited to see what we can continue to do with more time and energy continued to give to this. So
yeah, I think some people have been using
the vibes are definitely different on the map in a good way.
Smite style, and I don't think that cartoony is really the word that we're going for, but stylized is definitely core to what Smite 1 was, and I think something we needed to get more of into Smite 2. Initially our thoughts.
It feels so much more
on like the
Smite
style of Smite. But it just didn't feel.
This feels so much more Smite, dude.
And hopefully this feels a lot better.
And it supports
the
J-Rob better too. It's just like this bit of style and vibrance just really does. And we're going to talk more about that in a later section. All right. I guess while we're on the topic, we can move on to the next section, which is closely related to a lot of this, which is performance.
Yes. A lot of work going into
I don't know what they said about this.
Alex, do you want to kick that off? Or
yeah. So I am not a technical person, but I will explain my best. So several of our engineers have been taking a really, really deep dive into performance to the point where every playtest that we do, we are logging the performance of each
The abilities look cleaner. I can actually see.
Basically like each frame that it's drawing. And they're looking at each individual process that's running during each frame and what's slowing the game down. And it has made a very substantial difference. The other thing that we are doing now that we weren't doing in previous alphas that we're still working on, it's not 100% there yet, is we are pre-caching some of the, basically like when FX and audio are called by the engine, they have to run through a conversion at runtime to make them usable by the engine. And now we're pre-caching that, so it doesn't need to do that during the game, so you should feel a lot less hitches. So generally, the game should feel a lot smoother overall with a lot fewer hitches.
Yeah, wait till you guys see the UI changes they made.
It should just run at a better frame rate overall. Your individual experience is going to be different depending on what your PC setup is. Some people have seen drastic changes. One of our artists, one of our concept artists who works remote, said that on his home PC, he went from, and I don't want to oversell this because this is his setup and I don't know what settings he was on, but he went from like 60 frames a second to like over 100 frames a second.
right.
On my home PC, I run medium settings, and I have like a 5-year-old computer. I run medium settings at like 90 frames a second now. So it's still not
definitely a lot. Definitely need a lot of
still have a lot to do, but I think you should.
G-Voss, thank you for the 97 months. Ooh, hype train.
Which are really hard to talk about, and you just kind of have to feel.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's skip ahead a bit.
Let's go through them and then we'll look at them.
Cool.
We'll just talk about them real quick. But first, so we're adding the short description view mode in the item store. That's
1 second. Because chat was talking about it already. I just
item store small.
Yeah. No. Just close it. Sorry.
Close it.
Yeah. Sorry. Another thing that you'll notice is that we continue to iterate the UI. I saw people.
That was loud. I know. I don't know why.
And one of the things that this most recent pass is doing is it's changing the colors of all the health bars to be more readable, and it's reducing the amount of brightness overall in the UI. We thought it was so loud that it was kind of like overstimulating and clashing and making it harder to read the rest of the world as you were running around. So sorry,
Minion health bars are a good example there.
Yeah.
Minion health bars now like scale and fade out at a certain distance, so you don't see a whole bunch of like infinite rectangles.
I still want my KDA up here.
A lot of stuff.
So bad. I want my KDA here so bad.
Really does make
team grids. You now have the item with a little bit of text that kind of tells you its unique.
Wait, I don't know if it was like this before, but the borders you put on this are very Smite. Like I like it.
Tells you like what basic stats it does, the things like that.
And it's worth calling out that this is the default view for PC. If you're playing on console, your default view is going to be the split item store.
Yeah, bro.
like
7
it is,
items. 7
like
items.
these are custom for the god.
Back
No,
for so really wanting that.
You guys see this, right?
But yeah, these work like you'd expect in Smite 1. You can have up to 2 vision wards and 1 sentry ward in your inventory at one time.
Oh, I didn't
They
even know
go
that.
into
So it is back to
specific
normal
slots
warding like
that
in Smite 1.
Starters are
No
back.
longer getting mixed up with your item
This map is
inventory.
going to get lit the fuck up, bro. You're going to be able to just light up a map. I feel like this map is easier to ward
They
than
have
our
dedicated
current map.
hotkeys to them. These are the exact same default hotkeys.
UI
that you
editor
would
soon?
use on
Yeah, I mean, I'm
PC
not
or
stressing
on
it. I just want my
Challenger and
KDA up
console.
top.
So your relic, your consumable 1 and consumable 2 will all be exactly what you're used to.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is
You
that-
now have a starter item slot.
We
It
have
no longer
7 slots.
disrupts your 6 item build. It is. We are now fully 7 slotted.
pretty
Smite
sick.
to gods.
Yeah, and this.
One thing that's going to be
this is
weird.
kind of
So I don't know if they talked about this. I mean, they might talk about it in here. You guys might know better than me. Bumbas allows you to clear jungle faster, but in the tests, jungling, it was super easy. Anybody could jungle. So I'm wondering if they made jungle harder to kill. So junglers are going to be the ones really prioritizing it, or if junglers are not going to go this. Because if I'm jungling and I can go anything else, like Bluestone, Warrior's Axe, I'm probably going that. I'm probably going, yeah, you know, Bluestone, I don't know about Bluestone or Anubis, but I'm probably going that.
kind of like a best of both worlds, we think, because it still lets people have that choice at the beginning of the game, which can help gods excel.
Yeah, that's
in
something they
different
do,
roles
and
than
they put in the
otherwise
next patch
would,
notes
But you still have
before the game goes live.
a lot of build diversity.
Yeah, you're right. The relic for jungle clearing too, which felt really bad to use as a jungle clearing relic.
with where you go after that, and you can
Bluestone
build any
Athena,
direction,
yeah,
so we're not
actually.
taking away anything from your
Because you're going
6
crit
slot
Athena
build.
anyway.
We're just adding another item on top of that.
So it's
sorry, I
6.
was
You
just
got Cowl. Oh, they fucked me.
cursing to myself because these got out of order. They were.
There we go. Bluestone, Cowl, Axe, Bumbas, Testol. Wait, that was 8. Is it 8 starters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many starters are there? There's 10? Sheesh. Also, this is sick. This seems like a crazy starter. Yeah, 2 per roll my ass because I'm about to be jungling with Bluestone if the jungle's not harder to clear. There's no reason for me to go Bumbas if I can go Bluestone on 90% of my gods. And then if I'm like Mercury, why not just go Warflag? Well, this is Warflag. I think the other ones are level 20 to upgrade,
by
right?
roll.
Yeah, the other ones are level 20 to upgrade. It's normal. It's just like Smite 1.
Chaos Row. The return of the consumables, you now have a lot of hotkeys that are not freed up. So
This is
with
a
active items, we
huge
wanted to
change
find
and a very
right
good idea,
balance. We
whoever
give
came
a
up
lot
with
more
it.
skill expression, a lot more control, but we're not like
So when you buy an active item, are they going to close the shop?
Very familiar. And then the other 2 button mappings are
There you go. So if you buy an active item, meaning an item that has a keybind, it's still here show in your item inventory, but it's also over here. And it only pops up when you buy it. So there's no slots here. You buy the item, it pops up to your keybinds. So you can actually see the cooldowns. This is very important because I was using the other UI, so my items were in the middle, so I could see this. This just cleans it up, and it makes so much more sense.
27 months, baby.
Very good change. What's up, Mayo? Thank you for the 27. Hot. Thank you for the 11. Yacht. Thank you for the 11. Abrupt. Thank you for the 26.
basically we figured that like there's 2 really good button mappings, or excuse me, there's 3 really good button.
We'll cover the
mappings,
penetration shit in a
and
minute.
Beyond
I don't
that,
think I
it starts
skipped
to
it.
Feel bad. So none of these feel bad to hit on controller or on PC. So
Another thing they did,
we are still
they'll probably
implementing a lot
cover
of
it.
this, so
I assume.
you see,
Yeah,
this,
there's a day that were community feedback driven and kind of high level. So first of all of these today, but most of them are, you know, direct
Ports.
2 things kind of about this. Number 1 is there was a lot of Smite 2 items that ended up just being really close to Smite 1 items, and that was kind of confusing to people and reworks due to naming conventions.
So
and
they
confusion.
renamed everything that is similar to a Smite item to its Smite name rather than its new Smite 2 name. So like Polynomicon is back to being Polynomicon. Or like they Chrono, you know, all this stuff is back to its normal fucking names. No weird names, nothing added. Bloodforge is Bloodforge again. It makes more sense because new people aren't going to know the difference, right? People who joined Smite and never played before, they don't fucking care. They're not going to know the difference between the names. Old people are looking at the stats like, this is the same item. Why am I calling it a new name? I have something new to learn. This is a good change. Very minor, but a really smart change.
So I'm just going to read off this list really quick.
It really made no sense in the first place.
Really, really deeply.
So I think one thing that's really important to mention about bringing back Aegis and bringing, you know, these war relics here is that no matter what, you're only going to have one relic in the game, right? So if you pick Aegis, that means you're not getting
a relic they could choose at the beginning.
So you choose your relic, you can't change it. As soon as you leave the well, you can't change it. Nappa, thank you for the 7 months. Now, I am a
Smite 2 a lot more after this update.
Yes, me too, brother. Arc, I don't like Arc, but I don't care. Either way, you know, it's going to be meta and broken at some point, whatever. I personally hate Aegis, but the fact that you can't have Aegis and beads, I think it's okay. I'm very interested to see how this plays out as to what, is it really just beads every game? Is there comps or gods that are going to make Aegis just more important? I don't know. But I am glad you can't have both.
Beginning of the
Technically,
game.
I think you can still have beads because there's an item, but you'd have to be a tank or build a tank item.
If they really want to hyper focus on not getting killed or letting their
one relic in the game.
Some interesting trade-offs there, and we really together as opposed to the linear upgrade tree. But
so they changed the way building works because you guys were spazzing out, and I kind of agree with a lot of it. So it's still tier 1 items into tier 2, 2 tier items into a tier 3, whatever. But if you notice, they've showed other items. They're showing Book of Thoth here. 2 tier 1s into one item, and then the other item I think is always a 1-to-1, and then you get your tier 1. It's not another 2 items here, because I hated how much space it took up in your inventory to get to an item. So once you got like 4 items, you were running around with shit you didn't really want. It was kind of awkward. This tightens it up, makes it a little simpler. People are still gonna hate the fact that it's, you know, league style building, but they made their own, you know, version of it. They tweaked it a little bit. I think it's good.
We've reworked every single item in the game to have a lot more clean upgrade paths. So what we've done is that every upgrade is either 2 components or just 1 component in gold. There's no more 3 components. There's no more tier 1s jumping right to tier 3s.
They didn't make Smite more moron friendly. This has nothing to do with intelligence. They made it so it's less difficult to process what's going on. Like, for new people, it's less complicated. For old people who are so used to their shit, there isn't a bunch of new stuff going on. It's new, but to get to the new, it isn't a bunch of new in between, right? It's just quality of life, easier to process, less pain, better outcome. The middle, the adventure part, the part in the middle is now cleaner.
All much more direct.
I think it just makes sense.
And in most cases, you can still, if you just want to browse the tier 3s and double click stuff, that will work for you and won't really change much. It won't mess up your inventory as much as it did before. We're also making the tier 2 to tier 3 upgrades a lot more meaningful. So if you own...
So before they talk about it, they're saying this to this is a bigger upgrade than it was before. These items were like, I think they said like 90% of the stats of the tier 3. So like you'd get like 10% more stats and then a passive sometimes. They changed it. So like these
items,
tier 2 items
850 gold
are not fucking OP.
Some of them are much more expensive.
Like look at the power jump here.
Versions of Smite 2,
this is 20 power. This is 50.
Getting you like 95% of the way there. Maybe it's just a little bit of gold more to buy.
You're getting much bigger jumps.
Like
Some power spikes are going to be felt.
Really noticeably different. It didn't really feel like... It felt like you might as well sit in base and wait for it to upgrade it because you're just like, I might as well do it. It's so cheap. Or when you do finally save up for it, you don't get anything. So it just didn't feel as good.
I hated that you couldn't feel power spikes. So this is good.
Make the tier 2 to tier 3 jump much bigger. We reworked everything to only use round numbers. So, you know, for the most part, some low tier items are for stats like mana regen. That's
for how to improve that that item tree view and make it
better. So you also notice like when you click on, if I'm clicking on a tier 1 here, I only can see the tier 2s it builds into instead of a bunch of like additional nonsense.
Oh,
and
we
when
can't see right now. We're in a different view.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the top of my screen was cut off up there.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you click on a tier 1, you can see the 2 tier 2s it builds into. You click on the tier 2, you can see
That's
the tier
sick.
3s
Good.
it builds into. The previous system had a lot.
Yeah,
more
it was a
mix
little
and
weird.
match
There's
and
so much
bonus
other
and
shit
stuff
going
like
on when
that.
I did that in the last test.
All right, we showed the relics. We showed one more UI feature, and then we're gonna talk. Okay, camera can come in. Just because we didn't see this before, so you pick your auto build, critical, for a hunter, critical strike or penetration build. Choose manual, and then here's your relic choice.
I think their auto builds are gonna be pretty good.
I like choosing combat blink for testing because I often like the movement. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna look at is the abilities screen. A lot of people wanting a way to see all your
Little
abilities
big,
at a
but cool.
glance really quickly. You can also use this to level up while holding the button, or
Little big.
For the next test.
we also have the double tap to fire. Big community.
You can now change each keybinds or cast mode for each ability individually in the settings. I don't know what the double tap to fire was because I run Instacast. I know people are complaining about it, so that's gone. Yo, what? Hold up. The first test, this was default off. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What's going on? Why are we doing this?
Feedback
Yes, and
because
a lot of people.
double tap to fire will now be disabled by default. You'll have to come in here and enable.
disappointed.
Double tap to fire, right?
With default, it's enabled by default on if you're on console, but because it is default on console.
Right.
But it's off by default if you're on PC. So
Thank you for clarifying. And there's a lot more settings changes stuff we're not going to go through today, but those are so Anubis AO2 mummy used to deal physical damage. That will no longer be the case. It will. Each god will have the consistent damage output, so you can still look at Neath and go.
Thank you, dude. It was so hard explaining to motherfuckers how this shit worked over and over again, and I'm still not processing it. So now gods won't do different types of damage in their kit. They will do one type of damage in their kit. That doesn't mean they won't scale off of inter strength. They can still scale off of both or whatever, but their kit will do what he's saying, a static type of damage. It's very useful.
Oh, that's a physical god. If Neath is building int ability Neath or ADC strength Neath, either way, that's a physical god. To build physical protections. How to counter
that would have been so hard to follow once they had enough gods in the game. Like after like 50 gods, it would have been so hard to remember.
So that's the first change. That'll affect any god that had mixed damage outputs.
yeah, but just to be clear, you still will be able to build strength or int for different scalings. Yes. So the building still has that element. It's just
no.
more easy to understand.
So Smite 2 felt justified. I thought it was stupid. Why the fuck do I have Anubis doing magical 1, physical 2, magical 3, physical 4? It doesn't make sense. And from a enemy perspective, I'm taking more damage from his 1, I need to build magic. Oh, I'm taking more damage from this guy's 3, I gotta build physical. Not, I'm getting fucked by Anubis, I need to build magic. It was, I'm getting fucked by Anubis's 3, I need to build this. That's stupid. That's way too, you're getting into just ridiculous, never gonna happen for your average player. Ridiculous stuff. Can Hi-Res allow PlayStation controller settings on PC? They do. What do you mean? It's through Steam. You set up your controller in Steam and then you use it.
Understand what type of damage a god is going to be doing to you.
Right. So any god can still build any item. So if you for example,
if you're struggling, just so you know, you go into Steam and you go to the controller and you set it up in Steam, and then when you open up your games, you can use it.
Her as a full strength god, he only does physical damage. But if you want to build Chronos Pendant for some crazy cooldown build or whatever, sure.
You can still build whatever you want. You can still, your abilities will still scale differently. You can have one ability or scale of int on one god and the same god have another ability scale of strength. That's still going to happen.
So gods will be split into 3 groups for their scaling types. They'll have 100% strength scaling, 100% int scaling or hybrid gods that could have int and strength scaling. So most of this is not going to change. Gods like Chalk can build int or strength to scale their ability damage. But gods like On Her are going to be 100%.
Yes,
strength.
there's still hybrid building. Yes,
it's going to be 100% int. There's no more.
It's just the output is strength or magic. Int and strength. Sorry, the output is physical or magical. Strength and int don't decide what type of damage you are doing. They are separate. There is strength and ints to make your abilities hit harder. There is physical and magical for the type of damage you're going to do. They are not intertwined in any way, shape, or form. Gosh, maybe you have it. They changed it. There's no more physical pen or magical pen. It's just percent pen and flat pen.
Strength to mess with a hard-hitting mummify. That's not a thing anymore. The only exception to that is
they changed it in this.
Everyone still has the same.
Because you were right.
So
it would have fucked things up.
Strength on any int god and try to build like a meme ADC build. You can't.
Flat pen's in the game. It's just rare.
Gods don't have any use for int. So you'll have to look at each god, and we'll be working on getting some more clear labels about who's intended to scale up, and that's an int.
In that it's easier to predict what kind of defenses, what kind of protections you're going to need.
See, this is big.
Like how many
the things we've done to Susano, sense his feedback and highlight to remove that to Matt.
So obviously, we want to make sure it's not worse than the Smite 1.
Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to see.
Dramatic situation, but if we're trying to battleground of the gods here, we need to know what's going on better. And this also helps performance by doing a very tight look at these. And
they made the abilities flatter, is how I would describe them.
Other god will be getting.
They still look better than Smite 1.
Audit.
Oh, you sent me the side by side. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was hoping they would show it, but I think someone pulled it up. Rabbit did it. Yeah. So here's the side by side. New visual, old visual. Right is old, left is new. You see, it's like you can see through it clearer, but it still looks good. When it's up, it's like flatter. It's less. They even like decluttered the ability. I think they brought down these walls a little bit. It is also a wall, but I mean, look on this. Yeah, this is crazy. This one's huge. Look at how much flatter it is, like lower to the ground. Look, you can't even fucking see this motherfucker in the 2. Where'd he go? And over here, you can see him perfectly. This is so much better for a competitive game. This would be better for like your anime fucking mobile game. This is mobile game style graphics. This is what MOBA to me. Wait, that's crazy. Hold on. Holy fuck. Look at it. You can't see shit, bro. You can't even see Ymir's head. That's a crazy change. This is so much better. So much better. Getting rid of all this ice shit. I'm telling you, this was like anime-esque. This is like realistic. Like not realism, but like what I want. Like this is what I want the game to look like. This is what maybe in my fantasy it looks like if it didn't ruin it. Oh, it looks so much better, dude. See, I didn't see any of this. Look, you even do more damage. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's funny. All right. Oh, I just closed the thing. Fuck. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. Boom. Boom. Cool.
Things that can be disorienting or fatiguing.
Span of a fight
Is taking this. Oh, yeah. Grouping, just a full pass on minions to make sure they behave and feel more like Smite 1.
Yeah, minions were kind of jacked up in the last alpha, and they fixed it.
Our players obviously really.
I know Chaos did a write up.
It's okay. I'm okay. But yeah, just really making sure their knockbacks feel like more like what you're used to.
You would auto them, and they would just go flying away. It was really weird.
Power scaling's a little off here in jungle practice, but
yeah, starter.
Big change. A lot of the like pro players, especially solo laners, were like really feeling this. It matters a lot into the solo lane at a competitive level. So we want to make sure that this
for those characters.
anything from your god in Smite have diamonds. So you're gonna earn
This to me when you guys hear me play, I play a lot of games, right? Especially when they first come out. And you guys see me play a game, and I'll be like, this game is great, but I'm fucking bored. There's nothing to do. This stops that from happening. This is something every game should always do. So your masteries, your worshippers, which build the masteries, now have progression. You are doing it. You are leveling up your god to get something. There is a system to have rewards. Like real rewards. Like some cool shit. Which most games just don't do. Definitely don't do on release.
Earn as you
I didn't
play
think they were going to
through,
do this.
I believe the number is 225 diamonds on the free track.
That's a lot of diamonds.
That's
for
a
playing
lot
God
of
for
diamonds
just playing
for playing
Smite
a god
for
for free. And then on the paid track at level 10, you will also get 225 diamonds. That's spoiler on the Radiant skin. So you'll get 450 diamonds just by playing through this. If you get to level 10 with your legacy gems, that's enough to basically go infinite if you buy one.
So here's the thing. What he just said, he doesn't like the idea of a battle pass for every god. I agree. You get a bonus of worshippers, so you would get this early on your main characters. You're probably not buying this on every god. You're buying this on the gods like you're gonna play a lot of and you want to show off, because you're getting different shit within here. You're getting really badass skins, which they show eventually. You're getting like stat trackers that are permanent, and I don't think realistically you're buying everyone. Like, so I might, because I'm a fucking idiot and I play this game for a living, so I can. I don't think your average player is gonna buy this on everybody. They're also saying you get 450 diamonds back. Shut your fucking mouth, Sweep. So basically, you could, if you hit rank 10 on a god, you could then take your legacy gems to go buy another one for free, basically. So it's really not the end of the world.
Still be using legacy gems, right? The other thing, just because I'm into pricing right now, and everybody's had because this leaked, because Rally here, a little bit of this leaked at least, because Rally here posted a blog.
Teased, you mean?
Teased, whatever.
Yeah.
Unintentional tease, I think is the best way to say it. So you see that this is showing that it costs 450 diamonds and 450 legacy gems. If you didn't have legacy gems, it would be 900 diamonds for this.
I don't know the cost of shit.
This is the way
Yo,
almost
I'm gonna
every
start
person-
saying this now. I'm assuming the Nexus store. I'm guessing High Res isn't giving us codes. I'm guessing. I don't know, but I haven't heard shit about it. So I'm gonna assume there's gonna be no creator codes in game. I'm gonna assume you're still gonna buy shit through Nexus. If you guys buy shit through Nexus, and I don't know if console's gonna be on Nexus or not, but once I know, I'll tell you. But if you buy diamonds, use creator links. Do not use High Res's shit, because no offense, but fuck you, High Res. Use our creator links. It gives us High Res's money. Okay. Use our fucking links. $10 is 1,000 diamonds. Okay. So see, I was right. I said they were probably going to go the 10,000 currency route like other games do. So you're probably going to end up spending like $1, for every 10 diamonds or whatever. Oh wait, no, they usually do bonuses, right? Yeah, you're right. They usually do bonuses. Diamonds is $10, 1,300. Oh shit. So it's more than 1-to-1. It's way more than 1-to-1. Dope. So 160,000 diamonds is $100. Anyway, if you buy shit, use your fucking creator links. This is thousands of dollars that you can take from the whoever Nexus High Res and give to the creators. Yeah, buy diamonds through creator Nexus stores. That's from Isaiah. That's from an employee. Use our fucking stores.
Just in Smite 2 will work and will look for you. If you have,
I'm gonna
legacy
keep
gems,
saying
it
that
will be half
because
price.
I know some of you
Half
guys will
the price
forget.
Will be legacy gems. Half
Oh,
of the
it's
price will be
16,000 diamonds. $100 is 16k diamonds. I said 160. I'm trolling. Old one was 100 for 8k. For 8k gems, yeah. But I think the pricing is changed. Diamonds, it looks like, are the new gems. I'm not clarifying because I didn't listen to that part, but I think it's pretty obvious. There are diamonds right here. There are legacy gems here.
There are also going to be certain skins that we are porting from Smite.
Oh, thank you, Anthony.
I think it's only going to be one in this closed alpha patch because we decided to give the other one away free as a Twitch drop. Spoilers.
Oh hell yeah.
But that you will be able to spend 100% legacy gems on. So you're going to be able to get stuff just with your legacy gems. Don't worry about it. We're going to keep dropping more and more skins that are kind of ported Smite 1 classic skins that you can get for legacy gems. So you need both 450 diamonds and 450 legacy gems, or 900 diamonds. Now, the question in everybody's mind, because you're used to Smite 1 currency pricing, well, how much is a diamond? So the currency in Smite 2 diamonds works a little bit differently than Smite 1 because Smite 1 had some issues. The currency value scales really hard in Smite 1, harder than any other game, where it's a dumb idea to not buy the $100 pack. And no offense to people who have not bought cheaper packs. I've bought cheaper packs myself before I started working here. But the exchange rate is just so much better if you buy the $100
Bro, you heard it here first. He called you guys fucking idiots. He said if you don't use the creator code and buy $100 worth of fucking diamonds, you're stupid.
It feels bad when you're like, oh, I'll just drop $8 or whatever and get 400 gems. So we wanted to flatten out the currency curve across from
he said that and he's like, oh fuck, here it goes.
The $100 pack. So it's less of a bad idea to buy a smaller pack. And by doing that, we also just kind of had to jumble the numbers around a little bit. So the 2 price points that I've memorized in my head, which I will share with you today. So for $10, you will get 1,300 diamonds.
Yeah.
For $100, you will get 16,000 diamonds. So the very rough way of thinking about it, since it's $100 was 8,000 gems, it's 16,000 diamonds. So it's kind of twice as much, but it's a
can't wait to spend all my money.
Smaller prices because $8 was
the second this game comes out,
and it's and $10 is 1,300 diamonds. So the prices should be much more accessible without needing to spend a lot of your money to get to.
Yeah.
The other thing to keep in mind is that if you buy any Founders Pack, your legacy gems are doubled. So we aren't trying to devalue your currency by changing the prices like this.
Yeah, I gotta sell my car for Smite gems, Smite diamonds.
As close to 1-to-1 value as we can do. And we're also giving you all of your free gems that you got for daily login bonuses.
All right, so if you didn't catch that, he's also saying here, use your creator links to go to Nexus and buy the Smite 2 founder packs, or you're stupid. That's what he's saying. Okay, it's not me. Don't come at me. He said it, not me.
Those are also doubled if you buy any founders packs. So that was probably more currency talk than I really wanted to get into. But I know that the first thing everybody's brain goes to is like, what's this going to cost me, right? And I think that this is, we're trying to be as fair and as cost effective as we can be on this.
I have one, Woody.
And I think being able to go infinite,
cheaper than a lot of other competitors.
Still cheaper than a lot of things, and I think very competitively. The fact that you can go infinite on these with just legacy gems is pretty good. So back to the actual contents of this, because I'm sorry, I went off on this tangent that I was supposed to go off on later. So what else do you get when you buy in? If you buy an Ascension Pass, on the break you get the Shadow Skin. You get. Can you go back to the full screen on the production? Can you go back to full screen on the? Yeah, thank you so much.
There we go.
Thank you.
So you get the Shadow Skin, which is pretty.
Skins
sweet,
are pretty cool.
Kind of inspired by the
skins are really cool
for clans in Smite 1.
For mastery skins, they're much better than they used to be.
A epic tracker. So these are really cool.
Wait, what did that say? Distance?
So I'll talk about mastery emote first, actually.
Wait, stacks on stacks.
Now, oh, okay. We'll talk about the tracker. So
you can talk about whichever one you want, Alex. I'm sorry. I just like this tracker too much to not show it.
As you do things in Smite
2,
dash. You're going to track them, and you can show them.
Oh, I've seen all the skins. They're really good.
So, as an example, you're spoiling. You're spoiling. You can say, okay, I'm showing how many times
I didn't know. So we learned this, but I didn't know that these were options. I thought it was just unique stats for each god, so you could also track kills and this is sick.
Got an enemy to max stacks of Storm's Edge ever in playing the game.
So if you roll in with a rank 10 on a god and your kills are low as fuck, I'm roasting your ass. I'm instantly roasting your ass. You better hope there's no chat in game because I'm saying it in comms and there's no text.
God kills I have gotten on Susanoo. So
Hi-Rez used to do this a long time ago. I don't know where it went. I don't know why it got removed, but now it's in and it's permanent.
See your progress and your stats. And these will start tracking before you unlock.
Hi-Rez did this like 10 years ago.
You got to rush to get the tracker unlocked. You're not going to lose these things. And each god has two really kind of like custom things related to their play style. So like Ares, I know, has like a triple.
They removed it because of BMing for stats.
Weekend roasting people?
Whoops.
Never.
Hi Rose, if you're in here, I'm not gonna roast anybody. I'm not gonna roast anybody.
Chains one, and God stunned with no escape, with an ultimate. And Susanoo has stacks on stacks, which is gods that you get to max.
Smite source will be moving to Smite too.
Distance
Yes.
dash, which is distance that you have traveled. So how many miles have you gone in your life while you've been playing Susanoo using your Jetstream and using your Storm Kata, I think is the name of that ability. And each god has different ones. They're really kind of interesting, and you can show off your own specific stats, which.
Okay, so wait. If you stink, you can hide it. You guys, my bad, you can't see it right now. Hold on. The fuck is this? There you go. You get up to 2, so you don't have to show your kills if you smell bad. If you have a rank 10 plus god and you're not showing kills, you've already roasted yourself. I'm just telling you now. You guys, you're already roasted yourself.
Which we think is really kind of cool. And then
what's up, Omar? Thank you.
Get this mastery emote. So the mastery emote, just kind of like VXG or one of those other inputs that you can do. You put in a VGS input, and you will be able to show everybody in your match. Look at me, I'm mastery level 10 with 30 diamonds. Or 30 stars. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, dude. So this is an emote.
Flex on people in game. And
this is the rank of your god. So those, you Loki motherfuckers that are ranked 10 billion gazillion, you're going to have, I don't even know how they're going to calculate it. Is this going to be able to show a million? Like, I don't know, but it changes based on your masteries. So this will show if you're ranked 10, 10. If you're ranked 30, 30. You're ranked 100, 100.
Show off your mastery level in game once you have an Ascension Pass.
Yep, that's right. So when you buy Ascension, you'll immediately get these 3 rewards, and it'll unlock all these possible future rewards. Or if you've already gotten to max level,
if you are level 5, you get the Onyx.
Well, the Shadow one is way better than the Onyx one.
And remember,
Onyx one is very Smite one.
To get from 0 to 5,
but it's also free. That's why.
It was about
this is them saying, hey guys, you want the cool skin? You better fucking pay up.
To get to mastery level.
You better pay the bills.
Well, yeah, getting to level 1 and calling that max level 5. Yeah, if you are wanting to
rank 10, but he's playing other gods. I still think it looks awesome, but it looks very different.
This one's way cooler than this, but like not crazy.
It's more purple and pink and sparkly on some other characters.
Yeah, on some gods you really can feel like the opalescence to it, and on other gods it's more like just kind of the color scheme. But once they are unlocked,
we really leaned into the meme.
But it's not. It's all driven through FX,
that
and they just look so
fucking
smooth and so slick. Like
sick.
The Ares one in particular, with there's
that is fucking sick. There's no I'm rushing rank 10 for this. This is sick. This makes me wonder what skins that are going to be Smite 2 only skins are going to look like.
Chains that are weaving through it, they're very cool. So hopefully people really like these and are excited about the opportunity to really kind of customize a loadout for your favorite god and show off
thank
your
you
personal style.
Shawshanks.
Yeah, I talked about it
38 months
earlier,
Fuck,
but
thank you,
just
dude.
to reiterate, each of your loadouts are unique per god. So I can set up whatever combination of badges, trackers, title, frame I want for Susanoo, and it'll save. But then when I switch gods, so production, if you want to hide my cam just real quick while I switch gods to avoid any spoilers.
You got some gods you don't want us to see? Come on.
While he's doing that, I'll mention
toggle back in.
Rock David the Primer.
There is also a badge here. See, this is the Ares.
Yo, look at this fucking sick.
Geez,
We've got a couple things we're still working through some bugs. So I do have a second tracker here equipped, but it's
this is sick.
That shows off your Smite 1 mastery level on that god. I don't think it's working in PTS today.
I have it on one god, but I have a 1-star, 2-star.
Bro, you're gonna have a Smite 1 Loki with 10,000 stars, and he's gonna have 10,000 more in Smites. I'm done. You guys just promoted the Loki mains. You made the Loki mains fucking happy as. Oh god, it's over.
Smite.
Yeah, so
it's over.
So it just looks exactly like the Smite 1 mastery area with the Roman numeral and the stars.
That's cool.
So we wanted to let you kind of pay homage.
Cool
to Smite
idea.
1.
Very smart idea, actually.
You're just getting Smite 2 for completing Divine Legacy stuff.
spamming me during the loadout view of card art change. Card art change. It's like, yo, you style and fantasy to 100% strength, 100% in.
That favor a little system that we aren't really ready to talk about yet. We want people to have access to a lot of the gods so that we can see. Pretty cool. And
So I've equipped him here. There's also some other things here. I'm not going to demo all this now because I don't want to accidentally click on something. I've already done plenty of accidental spoilers.
you know, we know that Smite 2, like, hopefully you can
Wait,
see
did they
that
not
this
go over
update, we've
ranked?
made a lot of improvements. We're listening to you guys. We're doing everything we can to make this game great, but we know that we still have a ways to go, right? And we think it's important that you guys have the, you know, the option to keep playing Smite 1, to keep accessing all your stuff there. Or
Oh,
if you're
shit.
really
I
into
thought they
what
went
we're doing
over
in Smite
ranked.
2 and you want to jump over, then cool. Like, you know, we're happy to have you. So Smite 1's not going anywhere.
Okay, good.
You know,
I'm
we
glad
are,
I looked
you know,
because
we're
I could have
hoping that
fucking
over
said some shit I shouldn't have said. Yeah, it'll be they're gonna do a patch notes in a couple weeks, so it'll definitely be in the patch notes. So to sum it up, Smite 2 is looking like it did a full 180. Like everything about it is exciting, where nothing was exciting until now for me for Smite 2.